and I'm really looking forward to it.
Let's see what we see coming out. We see the double Stingray coming out from Kanai, which we've kind of gotten them used to, but we do see Clown move to the 52 Deco, so they too are moving to that 2 Stingray comp. It does look that they are swiftly adjusting to Kanai, and we do, however, see Neppy being able to quickly take out Riolu with the help of Candy. Already Kanai is pushing out, but we do see, again, Clown able to stop that quick in its tracks. And a full wipe!
I was about to bring attention to that. Absolutely full team wipe on the side of Kanai. Lemuria is showing that they are just going to continue the aggression that they showed us all day long that we've been following them. Their misstep when they were playing Kanai earlier was their lack of awareness of objective. And I'm wondering if they kind of fixed that in their last set, and now they're just going to kind of continue to like push at Kanai over and over again to make sure that they get this objective and the lead secured again and again.
I kind of like this Stingray neener battle that's going on here a little bit. Kirito's about to get cleaned up there, and we'll see if Candy is able to clear this checkpoint with the help of Neppy. Neppy does get on the tower, which I think is always the smart route to have that long player there. Ooh, Ree gets a nice shot on Candy. Wow,
beautiful shot. Really, really nice shot.
And again, we do see a bit of charger bullying there. However, we see a Stingray coming out on each side. Oh my god! Poor Ree! Poor Ree!
Whoa,
that's never
the double
fun.
Stingray! Oh man. That is so painful right there.
Like, what do you even do there? They're just stuck. Again, past checkpoint 2 already, down to 33. We do see a beautiful snipe. It looked like a double snipe there too. However, they're still pushing. Stuck at 33 at least. Joseph is forced to back up, but gets immediately sniped by Ree.
Very, very tough shot there. I mean, Ree... Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
And again! Wow.
Really fantastic job that they're doing so far. I think this is like what I was talking about earlier, that Lemuria is having a tough time kind of focusing on objective, but they're getting these fantastic picks over and over again. And that's something they really need to be paying attention to a little bit more, because it's just, finally they're like pushing the tower.
I think here, honestly, Rhea did an excellent job of just holding that Stingray. However, his team was not able to hold the tower throughout that whole time. They are managing to push back onto it now, but they do have that checkpoint to clear. And with the Stingray already coming out from it means that they really are pushing forward. Their push is really stopped right at path.
Yeah, I mean, that's why tower control and Stingray go hand in hand all the time, because you really kind of expect that Stingray to come out, and it's going to put everything on hold right there. Ooh, Joseph going for that pick does get it off of Red Nail, and that's going to be a really kind of good one for them there. Oh,
Joseph's going hard. Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure if that was a quad or not, but it was still incredible, whatever.
It certainly was a delayed triple at the very least.
I wanted to also call out one thing that I do think that Kanai is doing particularly well, is that they seem to be tricking they seem to be putting the ink Kanai shot at the exact same time as they are doing the hammer, which gives the hammer a little bit more defense, where the hammer in the last couple of matches was just getting taken down so quickly.
Very true. I think that they kind of like, I don't know, I think at moments Lemuria seems to have solidified their game against Kanai and are looking for exactly what they need in order to win this. And then there are moments that Kanai just kind of comes back and really shakes everything up to me.
I think also Kanai is doing a good job of using the Stingray to trap people, rather than immediately using Stingray to kill. Like we saw Candy's Stingray there didn't actually hit anyone, manages to throw Lemuria directly into the path of players. Ree already has that Stingray up, which is probably going to make this push a little bit slower. And they are managing to get on the tower, which is very good with 10 seconds left. They have their work cut out for them, but ooh, and they go 3 down.
That's going to be really rough, especially with that Stingray coming out there. Yeah. And Neppy has theirs as well, so... Oh my gosh, all of the Stingrays popping.
The popping it all over the place because you know you... I feel like that should have been on Watsum's, like, list of taunts.
Man, that was...
Candy and Joseph. Wow. 18 and 17 kills respectively.
And 5 Stingrays if I saw?
Oh my gosh.
I'm waiting to see if that pops back up here. Yeah, 5 Stingrays for Candy. 5. That's amazing. And 6 armor on the other side. So really, really fantastic work getting those specials up and going.
Rainmaker Muscle Forge. Oh, this is such a good combo, I think, just because there's so many like interesting little ways of getting places.
I completely agree.
You can go for that forward push, but it's so dangerous. And if you go for that push along the right side, it's the question of do you drop down off the kind of like side ramp, or do you go down further and take the stairs?
Very true. Sometimes the side ramp is pretty helpful. I also really like if you can make that jump and get the rail going. Very easy. I think that brings you all the way up to 28 when you hop off that rail. Maybe I'm misspeaking on the numbers, but it's a really, really fast push.
It's definitely a fast push, but it's the thing of if you are killed on that rail, it only gives you up to the, like, it doesn't give you as many points that you had before, and the Rainmaker gets started on the rail point, like the rail starting point, rather than it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely risky, and it has its moments, but I think it was Shaq or Gamer that I saw do it at... Oh man, when that was like a year ago, and it literally became this moment of clarity for me, like, wow, if you can get everybody kind of to come together and be able to move everything off, then it's just really, really strong.
Now we do see Lemuria coming out in the orange and Kanai coming out in the purple there. We see pretty similar comps there. Clown goes back to see the Kansas splatter shot. And we see Candy on the Slosher Deco rather than the sloshing machine.
Interesting. So Candy was doing a great job with those Stingrays earlier, but I'm wondering how many... Ooh, beautiful shot right there. And I'm wondering how many...
And the Rainmaker's just going!
Wow. I think Lemuria had kind of said, okay, you want to see us play objective? Here you go. And that was their answer to me of, well, we're going to play objective and we're going to push it as far as we can. Pushing to 9. 9 points. Amazing.
And I think the thing is, if Kanai didn't pick up the Rainmaker and any member of Lemuria had managed to get it, it would have just game. It was just so lucky that I think it was Candy was able to jump the Rainmaker off, even with all of those people on top of them. Pretty good snipe.
Really, I think, nice shot from Neppy. And that's a 3-down situation for Lemuria. And this could be the opportunity that Kanai has been waiting for to push that Rainmaker. I think they were, just waiting for Candy, who seems to be their designated Rainmaker carrier. From what we've seen so far, pick up that Rainmaker, push it forward up that ramp that you were talking about before. But there's a couple of members of Lemuria there to sort of fight it off, and they don't quite make it as far as they wanted to.
And again, the GG Ray leaving Joseph as the only person live on Kanai. We see Ree just kind of working to build up that special and really just being map control. They are letting the Rainmaker reset before pushing up any further. We see Candy getting a little bit under attack there, but manages to survive.
I think even if they allow Kanai to sort of pick this up again, it could be in their benefit because they'll be able to focus and get a couple of really nice picks. But no! Oh no! Going down right there to Joseph, who we've seen get play after play, really fantastic over and over again. Not able to pick off Kirito. but it's still gonna allow Lemuria to kind of hang on to mid control as loose as that control might
good
be.
Good trade. I think honestly, like, Legend has done a good job of at least making those trades, even in the situations where she doesn't get the original win. It does. You are definitely right about the designated rainmaker carrier.
Yeah, because right there, you know, waiting for Candy to come back into mid. Neppy obviously wasn't going to pick it up because they had their Stingray, so they want to make sure that they can use it there. But at the same time, you know, they just were waiting for Candy. So looking for this pick right down there, able to get that. And Joseph gets another one, bringing 2 down for Lemuria.
Ooh.
And Candy picks it up again, but going down to a splat bomb. That was perfect positioning for that bomb right there.
Legend being the last one left, but then gets taken down as it seems like they were trying to back away, but Red Nail just did not let them get anywhere close to that. Neppy does go down, which I think is a pretty big play there, considering a build on the special, and how Riolu in particular, wow, nice shot.
Ooh, wow.
Has done an excellent job of kind of pushing them back with that Stingray and not letting them get anywhere to push.
Really, really fantastic job right there. I mean, we've seen this happen before, though, where Lemuria has had a really commanding lead, and Kanai comes up from behind and is able to just take it down. Neppy has the Stingray popped, is kind of focusing on the other Stingray user, and they are able to stay alive. I was worried Candy would go down there with that hammer. No.
But look, it is just re-left. Clown manages to respawn in time, but it's the question of will they be able to... 21!
Neppy decides to pick up that Rainmaker. They're working on that pop, and Candy is right there. Candy grabs it, gets to 17. I don't know. I don't think any of them are still there. Legend is still there.
It's just Legend, though. Legend is entirely alone. And already Clown manages to push it back, but Neppy manages to get a good kill on them. And which might allow them to take... Yes, they go that fast.
Do it! Yay, Legend! Beautiful, beautiful shot right there. It's still at 17, which was where they pushed it before. And I think it's going to be a lot harder for them to push this again.
Oh my god, Candy with that kill!
Oh my gosh! If they can pop this Rainmaker shield, they will be able to take this lead. I don't know, that Stingray coming out. Oh my gosh, Candy got it!
10!
No! I thought they had it all the way to 10. Wow. Amazing, like, hype last few moments right there.
Oh my god, someone clip that. Clip that right now.
Wow.
That was, oh my god, Reneo with 21 kills. Wow. 6 ink armors, but, oh my god. Be still my heart.
Oh my gosh, my heart is like... Fantastic gameplay that we were looking at. Yeah, that was really a clutch stop. And wow. I think Lemuria... Yeah, we certainly did. You know, Lemuria is set to be here, and they're not going to let this go very easily.
Sorry, my cat decided that it's particularly loud, and that on my lap next to the microphone would probably be unfortunate. I'm sorry, chat, if you heard that.
Aww.
So
we're going into Clan Blitz on Mako Mart. This is probably one of my favorite map mode combinations to play literally ever. We've already talked about how much I love this map, and I love Clan Blitz so much. So these two coming together is just a phenomenal set for me, and I am really, really excited to see what these teams are going to be able to do.
I think this map mode in particular is going to be particularly interesting. I think Renale is going to go to the Celestial Gecko, as well as Clown, as well as Candy. I think Clown is going to continue probably on that Custom Blaster just because it's so strong on this map. I think our Chargers are going to continue being our Chargers. I think the interesting thing here is, though, that they both have been playing Scope. Which usually I think you see a lot of Chargers kind of switching it around depending on the map mode. But here it's just been Scope after Scope. We see a Luna Blaster and a sloshing machine against a sloshing machine. Okay.
Interesting.
I see you, Lemuria.
All right. Well, this is going to be fun. I'm so excited to see the return of that Octobrush from Legend, which we know they've been playing such a strong game with that so far. I think what's really it's going to come down to for this is which team is going to be able to break the barrier first and get the most amount of power clams in the fastest, because this won't be a very slow game as we've seen so far.
I think, honestly, though, this is one of the map modes that I've seen end in, like, an 80, 73 kind of set. Unlike other ones. Oh, wait! Look at Ree! Ree's playing the Fire Fin!
I was wondering that, too. When that first came up, I was like, oh, that's the Fire Fin! And then I was a little concerned, but if it's working for Ree, go for it. I think that was a tough spot that they were in back there, but you know, I'm ready for these teams to prove me wrong and this be a really slow game here.
I think the interesting thing here is that it does make sense. Ooh, that's a full wipe. Let's see if Kanai is able to take advantage of this. They do not have the clams at all to do it, and Reneo's already back up, and already Lemuria does have those clams.
Lemuria has had very, very strong kind of clam presence for this entire map. They did what you want to do in Clam Blitz early on. They inked as much as they could to get the location of as many clams as possible and make it harder for the other team to see where they were. And that was sort of the fallback that Kanai had right there. They didn't have any clams when Lemuria went 4 down, and now they were in a tough spot.
But look at this again. Like, Kanai is just doing such a good job killing, but they're going to be able to break the barrier, but they don't have that much follow-up. They get 2 more clams in. That's a good trade from Legend on Cloud. Let's see if Neppy is able to get significantly more in, and we see Candy basically being able to bully for a little bit. Joseph gets even more in, and they're down to 7.
Nice job there. Really nice push at 47. Joseph still alive, picks up another clutch of clams right there, gets a few more in, and they still have time if they can come back and pick up that other one. No! I think that might be the push, though. No one else is around. Look at all those loose clams that they missed down on the bottom, too. Such a great push. Such a great push.
We see Rhea having already picked it up and being able to push forward already. They're so close to their bottom. Actually, we see the splashdown already in. Or we might see that kind of cheesing push if someone gets in there and the splashdown jumps right in on with the baller, with the clam holder jumping in right after them as well. We do see the Lunas close to their baller there, but they only just get it now. Interesting, they do not need to use it for defense. They are able to push forward. There it goes.
That baller coming in. There we are. I was looking for this. All right, I thought Ree was going to make that jump right there. They chose not to, maybe because they knew that they'd be alone and they didn't want to risk kind of giving away another free pity clam to Kanai there. But that Stingray coming out, and I mean, is that Candy over there has 9? Candy does have 9. I think Candy is just going to wait it out because this is sort of really, 8. So this is a great, great moment. Candy pops up. I don't think they knew they were there. Gets the jump. Gets 1 power clam in. Can they pick up the other one? Joseph does not pick it up. Okay.
There's the wipe.
Oh, man. I thought that was going to be like, that could have been the game-winning push right there.
Honestly, though, that was kind of insane. We do see, however, well, I think the thing here that we are seeing in particular is that Lemuria just doesn't have very good paint control. They're able to push back and take most of the map when there is a full wipe, and only really when there's a full wipe. But just, Kanai really has Joseph and relies on Joseph to be able to paint all over the map. That gives them immediate map control back even after a bad wipe.
Very, very true. I think Legend also is someone to call out in terms of, you know, relying on a teammate to kind of get into position there. Candy has been doing a fantastic job earlier. You know, we watched that jump come in, and I think it's just really been this great coordination that they've had there. But
there's this the first break.
It's overtime. I mean, they need a lot of clams to be able to do this, and Kanai seems to be doing what they can to clean this up. That other power clam.
Ooh, good bomb.
Oh, nice job.
There's just Clown left, and Clown goes down. That will be game.
Really, really nice job there for Lemuria, trying to get that in at the last second, not quite able to do it. And, you know, that gives Kanai the second game for their set.
Honestly, it's just kind of overwhelming how close these games have been. Wow, Joseph again, 4 ink armor. They just, I think, just their ability to farm them. Like, even though Red did get 6, I think Joseph just, the NZAP paints better than the Tri-Slot.
Really, really fantastic job.
Zones on Inkblot. I suspect a return of the Firefin, but what else do you think?
I agree. I think, you know, we saw Candy on that baller, and I think we're gonna see that again. I talked about at the very beginning of today how baller isn't the strongest special for this zones map, but I do think it's still strong enough to be able to see how they do. And I'm really excited to see what other changes we decide to see. We are going to see. They decide to play.
We decide to see the quad Centabrella versus the quad Flash Blaster.
Quad blobber.
Oh god, I've gone against that in League and it's awesome. I think Clown is gonna go to the Kansas shot. My guess there. And I think I don't know what Candy's gonna play. Maybe Candy will play the Carbon Deco? You know, a girl can dream. It was good the first couple of games.
It was. I think that, honestly, though, I think Candy is going to kind of stick to the Slosher Deco that we saw earlier because, you know, they've been playing it very well in the last couple of games, and it's very helpful to have that baller in zones. Prove me wrong, Candy. Please, prove me wrong.
The problem, though, with baller is you kind of have to roll around the entire zone just to be able to even neutralize it.
Right.
And I feel like that makes it a really hard thing to do because it's so much easier to pop a baller nowadays than it used to be.
I agree. That's why I originally said I wasn't totally sure what we'd be seeing, but
you were right.
Yeah, I just had that feeling. All right, interesting.
I guess, I mean, it's really Stingray battle versus Stingray, so I think, honestly, the Splatterscope pick here, though, makes a lot of sense. Ooh, Clown with that cleanup, but immediately gets taken back down. Legend being the only one left alive. Get out of there, Legend. Smart jump.
Yeah, very smart jump right there.
I think, honestly, the Splatterscope in both of the cases is really the smart decision. Getting that pick on Candy. Again, they are going 3 down, where Joseph's the only one left. Luckily, they do have ink armor to push back in, but they need their teammates first.
They certainly do, and they just don't seem to be able to stay alive. The pressure coming out from Lemuria is so strong right now. I think
Neppy's snipe right there might have been the thing to allow them to at least get back in. If they are able to at least paint. Come on, guys.
We've never really seen this from them, where once they have kind of the opportunity to go for objective that they don't, and they go for picks. So I hope that this is not Lemuria sort of getting into their head and saying, you know, making them kind of change their playstyle about, because what they do so well is playing objective.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Clown just goes hard. Like, Clown has just been top KA all over the place, their team, and just generally has just been the one who's able to flank so well and just keep track of where players are and knowing when to go in and when it's worth risking their life.
Very true.
With that nice pick.
A beautiful shot there. Oh, I really thought that Legend was going to have that one on Clown, but Clown survives, sharking around, staying out of zone. And, you know, the zone is... I don't know. To me, that looked like it should have been neutralized.
I mean, I think the thing is just... So, in particular, Lemuria is doing an excellent, perfectly timed anger. And I think here, like, Neppy was trying to help their teammate, but again, like, the counter is at 10. They don't have the time. Legend needs to paint the zone with that, and instead goes for the pick, and that's game.
I think Lemuria got in Kanai's head right there and really threw them off of their game. Maybe Kanai just isn't as strong with splat zones. I'm not really sure, but, you know, at least we're in a best of 7 here, that they do have an opportunity to kind of bring this back again. We're going to tie it up on 2-2.
I think, just again, wow, like, these, I don't know, I'm so excited, like, I think it's really cool when you do see tournaments like this in particular, where you do have, like, teams that you don't see as frequently, playing each other, and just also just being able to highlight just the high level talent and the abilities of using these different weapons to be able to just make the kind of crazy pushes.
I completely agree. I think it's been really wonderful to be able to watch them play, and, you know, I really love it. I'm so ecstatic that we've gotten to, you know, a game 5 on a best of 7, which is really rare of recent.
Yeah, seriously, it's been, like, I feel like a lot of the higher level, like, you end up with these kind of squishes for most of the tournament, and then at the end you start getting good ones. You're down to, like, 4 teams left. But here we've just literally had 3 2s throughout the entire tournament. It's kind of been crazy. We see Candy going back to the sloshing machine, which I think makes a lot of sense. Kirito's wearing comeback and 2 main power up. Makes sense for the Kenza Pro, just because of how it is to get that 2-shot kill. Or 99-shot kill.
Really true there. I think, you know, tower control on this map can be so scary too, because you have to be very confident in your positioning and really know exactly where that tower is at these types of moments. You know, make sure that you're not trying to jump on or off with something that you're not ready for.
I think, to be honest, one thing that is different from these matches than that Kanai has been winning is that right here, Lemuria just has so much map control. Like, right now we are at the back of the map with Kirito, but looking forward at the front of the map, we just see it's yellow, even in Kanai's base.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
He's gonna throw Booyah and drop. Okay.
I was worried about that too. Right away, I'm like, oh, yikes.
That's the problem with Booyah from the tower on the map in particular. It's like, your team keeps pushing, and then you just like, whee! It's time to take a swim. KO! Wow.
Wow. Fast knockout for Lemuria there too.
Look at the map though. It's all yellow. Like, they have all of this control, even in areas that didn't go in at all. Wow.
I'm trying to think as far as, like, what modes each team wins, because we did see Lemuria take that tower control on Piranha Pit game earlier too. Maybe splat zones and tower control are just not Kanai's things, and now Rainmaker and Clamblitz, you know, they have a little bit of a stronger opportunity to come back, especially with Clamblitz being that last game. Well, you know, we're definitely going to game 7 at this point, right?
I mean, I hope so. I think one thing here that is interesting, that Lemuria did win that very close Clamblitz game on Anchovy, where they jumped in at those last seconds and lead with those 2 power clams. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's not so easy as just like the mode, but maybe the style map. And honestly, like, I really do think a lot of this comes down to, does Clown paint more than Joseph? And does Neppy get more snipes than Ree? And also, just, I don't know, it's just, all of them are so important here.
Very true, very true. It's not, you're right, it's not like just one player is sort of like dominating or leading the team. It's really been a combined effort over and over again, and it's proving that, you know, the reason good teams are good teams is their teamwork, their positioning, how they're able to handle themselves against, you know, a really strong aggressor, which we have been seeing from Lemuria. And I'm excited to see what happens moving forward.
Oh, we see a mini Splatling coming out this time. I also think one thing that's interesting is Lemuria does seem to have 2 support players, and 1 Slayer and 1 backline, where it's more 2 Slayers and actually more 3 Slayers and no real like kind of mid-level support players on this. I guess Joseph is their support player. But again, at least it's really 2 Slayers versus 2.
That's a really interesting point that you bring up too. And maybe they just feel like it's not as necessary for them. But
I think it's also like some of it does come down to just the fact that like mid-range weapons right now are very strong. Candy, their designated carrier, carrying as managing to not escape that ray, but getting kind of Legend, however, is right there to be able to use that stamp to push it forward if they so choose. Problem is they have to get into a position where they can stamp around the Rainmaker, but firstly they are forced to back up by Clown's missiles.
Yeah, and that sucks because that also took down Candy right there too, who was planning to pick up that Rainmaker and jump in. But Ree is able to pick it up and push it back to mid and hopefully get some points on the board for Lemuria, but no, gets taken down. I believe that was by Joseph right there.
The one thing that I think is particularly interesting here is how much ink resistance the Chargers are actually wearing, because oftentimes we're seeing that the Chargers are painting under each other's feet. And it's not the first shot that kills them, it's the second shot. Because they're trapped, they can't move away from that same spot again.
Very true. And sometimes, you know, having that ability to pressure someone is exactly what they need.
Candy pulls out that Stingray. Ooh, and the double Stingray once more. It doesn't look like Red is going to be able to survive that, but somehow they, with Joseph's help, they are cleaned up there. However, so is Legend by Kirito and it looks like the pop is definitely... Well, I say that. Oh no. Clown! Clown!
Oh my gosh, Clown coming around with that flank. Oh. Really nice job. Gets taken out by Legend right before the pop goes in favor of Lemuria. And, I mean, Legend just sharking around, waiting for that perfect opportunity. But Lemuria picks up the Rainmaker, and they avoid that hammer. Nice job there, too. Looking for a way to sort of get some points on the board here.
They do choose to go the longest way around, where it is hardest to get points, and they aren't able to move past, and they lose it exactly at 17-2 in the same way that happened in that last round.
Oh man, 1 point lead is the hardest one to do in Rainmaker because you just feel like, man, if I had jumped just a little further or maybe I had misstepped somewhere, then I could have had that. So I can understand the heartbreak there. I
think honestly the mistake there was that they did choose to go the long way around. Because having gone, that's a full wipe, even though they just used it to reset the Rainmaker. If they had gone the other way, they would have gotten quicker.
I agree with you. It would have been a little bit of a stronger opportunity for them to push forward, get more points, and, you know, now they're just going to kind of keep moving.
They are able to at least take the lead there. However, it looks like Candy's Stingray is coming out on them, but Lemuria has done a very, very good job in particular there of making sure the areas around it were all painted so that they still could continue. The push keeps going! They could survive the Stingrays.
Really, really nice job there. Pushing it all the way to 40. You know, really strong teamwork.
Legend's already got that hammer, but Rhea manages to take them out just low, a little peek over the edge. I'm curious what that looked like on a Legend side in particular. I'm hoping not to see another request for a host change on that one.
Yeah,
Kanai is in the US.
Too. I mean, this has been frustrating for Lemuria there, but Kanai doing everything they can. It's a 2-2 situation right now as some of the other players respawn, but, you know, really, without Candy, Kanai doesn't have much of a chance in order to push this forward. and they don't have a lot of time. Beautiful, beautiful shot by Neppy.
Joseph is able to pick it up, or to pop it, but it doesn't look like they're going to be picking it up. Legend picks it up, but they're... Whoa! They survived!
Wow,
But there's Clown, there's Clown!
Oh my gosh, Legend has a long, long way to go that they need to do this, and without being sort of the team's designated Rainmaker carrier, you know, Legend has a lot that they need to push forward. Those missiles coming out! Oh my gosh, this is going to be a very, very tough spot for Kanai. Oh no, they go down, giving that next game to Lemuria here.
Ouch. And that was ouch. Wow. And Kirito comes up top there with 4 kills and 3 Booyah Bombs. I think that they really did a good job of using those Booyah Bombs both to push forward and to be able to keep control of the map. They also used that Booyah Bomb for that push that got Valor far right before they picked up the Rainmaker and continued.
Very, very true. So guess what that means, Earth?
We are 1 game away from a reset!
We're in a reset. They just won that new Albacore.
You know, I haven't had coffee.
No, it's okay. I looked at it too, and I was
Wow.
like, oh yeah, but then I'm like, wait, they just won that game. We just watched that.
Oh my
God. We are in a bracket reset.
Wow. Okay,
Wow.
this is exciting.
I haven't seen a bracket reset happen in a very long time. This shows how evenly matched these teams are, and I'm sure at this point too, some fatigue is setting in as well. Players are getting tired, but also hyped because we have some fantastic Splatoon that's been happening today. Be sure to get all your friends in here and get set for, Grand Finals reset.
Yeah, honestly, this seems very, very possible for both teams. They've been doing such an excellent job of holding on to each other and just being able to push evenly. We are taking a moment of a break for a player to use the restrooms, but we will be still here, still chatting, ready for this next match in this bracket reset, starting with Flamblitz on Wahoo. What are your thoughts on that exactly?
I think it's a lot of fun to watch. It can be a little stressful to play. Some of those pushes can be really snowbally. What tends to happen is you tend to get one push in, maybe you could get a second power clam in, but not usually. And then it kind of becomes a back and forth of singular clam, broken, pity clam, broken, pity clam, that type of operation where you're just sort of ticking off your penalty over and over again. So hopefully these teams can kind of prove me wrong, and we'll see what they're able to do with this.
I think one play in particular that I expect to see is that kind of behind the bracket, behind the bracket, yes, I am behind the bracket, behind the basket play, especially from Clown. I expect Clown to be able to get back there and be able to throw in some extra clams, and I expect the same thing on a Candy or Legend. Especially Legend, if they're continuing to play with Brush, of being able to get back there, especially because if they have their hammer, they can squish everyone who's trying to shoot down at the people throwing clams in.
Very, very true. I absolutely love watching Legend on this Brush as well, and it's been a lot of fun to see sort of what they're able to do here, and how they're, taking this is really nice.
It's definitely been so far a really exciting set, just what people are really playing. We should be getting into this soon. I don't know. These sets have just been so close. These games are just really, really good. And we're waiting on one more player to click in, and then we'll get going. Or in 5 seconds. Nope, there they go.
Alright, here we go. Going into the bracket reset. So do we call this Grand Finals reset? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, here we go.
Grand Finals take 2.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever had an opportunity to cast a reset, too.
Same, but, I cast not that much, so, you doing that is insane.
Shows how great these teams are to be matched up together, and...
A sploosh and a 52.
Alright, well, I mean, we saw Legend play this sploosh earlier, and I think that they did a really great job using that. That's the 7, right? And the 52, I've been experimenting with a little as well. It's a lot of fun for Clamblitz. Having that Booyah and those torpedoes can be... Oh, no, it's the regular 52.
It's the ball. Yeah,
okay.
It's the baller and point sensors.
All right, so the baller, really useful on Clamblitz, as we very well know, and we'll see what they're able to do with it here.
Ooh, beautiful shot by Rion to Legend. They also almost get another shot, but the ink armor does save whoever that was. I think it was Joseph, but I'm not 100% sure. One of those point sensors coming across. I think honestly, point sensors, when you're playing with as point sensors and your charger, it just makes your life a lot easier. That's at least what I've heard from a resident charger. Ree is able to get a clam, and they do have their fire fan bomb already. I think this will be interesting considering in one of the previous games they actually died because of their own ball, of a bomb hitting it. Oh, that would have been beautiful. So close. Here comes the defensive bomb rush, but Neppy is able to take that shot. However, Kanai pushes forward, but they do not. There we go. There's the clam. It's just Clown
Beautiful
left.
shot.
However, again, like, okay, come on, Joseph. Come on, Joseph.
Joseph is really close over here, gets the break and into the barrier. The first points on the board at 3 minutes. Candy and Neppy working to get a couple of loose clams in here, but has to try to back off a little bit to stay alive. Candy's going back for some more, which is a good call here, but they're not going to be able to make it back to the barrier in time before it closes. 62 though, not bad on this match.
I'm just sad, because again, Legend just almost got that shot on me and just slightly missed it. Holy potatoes, Neppy, calm down!
Amazing,
able to
amazing
break it
shot.
Again.
And then Candy goes into that ball. I love it. And then picks up the power clam to come back. Really, really fantastic play by Candy right there.
It doesn't look like they're going to be able to... Well, here comes Candy, maybe? No.
Maybe if Candy can jump it? No, not quite there.
I think that's slightly ahead of you again, so I'm going to push back a little bit.
I love when on Wahoo World you hear those roller coasters like come in just at those like kind of most clutch moments.
There's the jump.
Makes me really happy.
Double jump.
Ooh, they get 2 in.
The only clams they have are the ones that are under from Kunai dying. But there's the maybe sneaky play. We see 2 clams coming up from the right. Yep, there it goes. Kirito's managing to hold the barrier open just by a split second, getting it down to 1 clam off, but not able to finish that off.
Oh man, that was tough because even if they can kind of get 1 more power clam in, it's not going to give them the lead because they need 1 power clam and a few loose ones to take down that penalty first.
Did you also see that little spectator fun of the barrier closing and then reopening again as Kirito shot another one in?
It can make for some crazy things.
I love spectator. I think the other thing that's interesting here too is that Joseph's ended up in a lot of situations where they're hiding a lot, which doesn't exactly open up for the situation actually in which they can pop their ink armor because it'll drop them off their L and down. See if Legend's able to get the kill. Manages it quickly, but I don't think they're going to be able to pick up that other power clam in time.
No, and it seems like, I mean, 43, still not bad. It's going to give them a few more points if they can get another power clam in.
There goes Candy!
Nice job, nice job. Neppy coming up beside too, does have a couple of power clams. If Neppy or Legend can create the distraction for the other to get a few in, very nice. Bring it
does
to 30
at least get 1 more in. And with 15 seconds to go, that's not a bad push. The only problem here is look at the clam count that it has. We've seen this before. We saw this on Anchovy. Question of when the baller comes in and whether or not they're able to jump in, but Ree does go down, but had one of those power clams. Oh! Neppy with that amazing shot there. Now the question of, wow, okay. I think that's gonna be game.
I think so. It seems like that is kind of where the first game of this reset is going to go to Kanai.
Honestly, they came back very, very hard. They were so aggressive that entire set. They were just really able to just push forward and just keep pushing and just have that forwardness on them. Like we do see Legend coming up on top there too.
Absolutely. And I mean, Legend just did so much work. You know, I was shocked that we didn't see the brush from Legend for Clan Blitz, but really a fantastic job using that sploosh to make sure that they get as much as possible here. So wonderful, wonderful job. Going into Splat Zones on Skipper Pavilion, it's gonna be, you know, really, really fun to see what happens here.
And yeah, Splat Zone Skipper is one of those interesting ones in particular with Booyah Bomb because you can really just take over the entire zone with it. I think honestly, Kirijo's Booyah Bomb is probably stronger than Legend's Hammer on this map. But I do think again, like for it's the question of what is Candy going to play and what is Clown going to play. There are two kind of mystery players along the whole path, really.
Yeah, very true. I think that we're gonna kind of have to leave our expectations at the door for this and see what we're able to get to.
So just waiting for the players to click in. I mean, I feel like they all think about after that last game of Kanai really thinking about what went right here, while Lemuria is really thinking about how did they push so hard and get base. Like honestly though, I think that Wahoo and Neppy is a dangerous combination.
I agree with you there.
I think on this in particular, it's still a really good like sniper map, but I think it's kind of the question of is it going to be Stingray battles versus a bomb rush, and whether or not they're able to hold those short little positions in which you snipe that are like kind of above where the zone actually is.
Gotcha. So here we go, going into this. I think, was this sort of what you were expecting to see here? I'm happy to see kind of this return of the Slosher Deco. I believe that's going to be from Candy here.
It is definitely.
Yeah, this zone is a lot better to kind of cap with that baller very quickly.
I think that kill on Candy is really good, especially because they're forcing their players to drop back. Legend's going to go down in the zone. We see really only Joseph being able to remain with their special, but they are getting pushed back a little bit by Kirito, who is playing that Slosher Deco rather than Kenza Slosher, instead of playing the Kenza Pro that I thought they were going to play. Ooh, and Neppy gets flanked by Clown. Candy going to be able to take Clown down here? Yes. And that's a 3-down situation with Ree being the only one left. Ree is forced to jump out as well, so the entire team is going to have to regroup to be able to push back in at all.
They really were.
Carter's making fun of me for the regroup for Ree.
Oh. Really, really nice lead there. And this is really what Lemuria had not been hoping to kind of have the lead go from them. They now have an opportunity to get it back because it wasn't such a huge difference in points. And they don't need much, you know, no one's really in zone. Lead swaps back over. Very, very nice job here to Lemuria for taking that back.
I think generally that like they've been doing such a good job of doing this kind of switcheroo, and really being able to try and be able to. Wow, Neppy on that shot on Kirito. Doing a really good job of being able to push in. We see 3 specials coming out from Stingray, and the Stingray, the Ink Armor, and the missiles. They do lose the lead, but Neppy is the only one that is left in now, looking like they're going to be able to paint over, and they do get the kill on Neppy. We do see the counter going down the side of the we see a forced jump back out. Legend already does have their hammer, and it's a question of whether or not they are going to be able to use this many players on them. They're forced to jump out, which I think might lead to it. However, every player but Joseph on the side of Kanai has their specials. Candy is able to take a kill, but is not able to neutralize this time. Legend is able to get a pretty good kill with the hammer there. I mean, with a minute and 45 seconds to go, it's really a close game that we see here, and this back and forth. Like, there's only 3 points that truly separate. However, again, this penalty is really the question there. Clown's kind of trying to push down on Neppy, who's in the zone. They are able to take the lead, however, it is just Candy left. That's a full wipe. With a minute and 20 seconds to go, we'll really see how we're being able to push forward.
Absolutely. I mean, this is kind of what it's been coming down to, right? Back and forth over and over again. Oh, there's a DC. I just noticed that someone on Kanai has DC'd, and that is pretty tough for them there.
Yeah, losing Joseph means they lose much of their paint control, and honestly, they lose their armor. It's just, that's going to be game. There's no way. Legend goes after the kill instead of, like, a DC in that kind of game. If it's that close, there's just no way to really come back from it, especially in.
All right, so we are gonna wait for Joseph to kind of come back into the lobby here, and it does give us a little bit of time to discuss what we're planning to see for this next one on Tower Control on Blackbelly Skate Park.
Double Stingray.
Again.
Wait a minute. Okay. See, they started the lobby without Joseph, so we're gonna reset that, and we're gonna see what's going on here, and hopefully move forward again.
Absolutely.
So, I really like having fruit snacks, and that's kind of the only thing I've eaten today is 2-pack of snacks. But
oh
for
my
some
gosh.
reason, my fruit snacks are all the purple ones, and I don't like the purple ones. Purple ones are disgusting.
No! Are they
They're
grape
icky.
flavored?
Yeah. I don't like grape flavored anything. Like, it shouldn't be grape flavored.
Grape soda is the best.
I like grapes. I just don't like grape flavors.
I love grape soda, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else like grape flavored that I like. Usually grape soda is kind of where it ends. Sometimes I can do like grape hard candies like lollipops and such, but I'd really rather cotton candy for any of that.
I know I'm a heretic. I don't really like cotton candy flavored things. I
No!
love cotton candy.
Oh, cotton candy is so good.
Like, cotton candy ice cream is just way too much. But I'm like a simpleton when it comes to ice cream. Like, I'm a chocolate chip or girl. That's kind of just like the only things that I'm really there for.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else just, it's like too sweet or just too strong overall. Like, I'll always try it at like Stone and just be like, this is definitely a mistake. So we're still waiting for Joseph to join the and we see a Siren subbing in. Siren Siren, not I-R. So we'll see what's going on there.
Absolutely.
I'm curious now, because it's the question of what is Siren? Are they going to be able to keep up that map control? They had such a good job of to.
Interesting.
Also, I love the fact that after this, it's like dinner time for you.
Mm-hmm.
How are the Europeans surviving? Oh my god.
I have no idea. No idea.
They're 9 hours off me, right? 6 hours off you?
Yeah, 6 hours. Depending where you are, 5 or 6 hours. And
I usually just measure by France, to be honest.
I usually measure by the UK, which is 6 hours, if I am correct. And everywhere west of the UK is 5 hours. So
where is west of the UK? That would be 5 hours.
I'm wrong. I'm flipped that around. UK is 5 hours. Everywhere east of there in Europe is 6 hours.
I was distressed. I was like, oh no. What?
I can time zone.
Am I just a dumb American who's missing part of Europe?
I'm just bad at time zones.
No, it's super confusing. I only know it because I yell at Kimber to go to bed. We see Clown wearing all of that bomb defense up, and we see Candy deciding to go. And Siren's playing the normal Julie sweatshirt. That's an interesting pick. We see the CDS zones, but we don't usually see the sweatshirt.
Camping out that jump spot, Neppy with those fantastic snipes right there.
But you know, who's on the tower?
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what. Ooh, Siren.
Nice job,
to
Kirito.
see. This is the first dualies we've seen, I think, from either team all day, right?
Yeah, I think it's the first dualies we've seen on stream.
Yeah.
This is a dualies free zone. Excuse me, Siren.
Didn't get the memo. Kirito trying to avoid some of those missiles, does a good job, but not quite enough. Breaks the ball. Ooh, does get the pick on Candy.
Kirito is going back up to that little area. They don't go in there. Wow, that call out on Legend. Wow. We see Kirito pushing even further as their team manages to take the tower and go, but they are already kind of starting from a backline area. But they are going. It looks like they might be able to get through that first checkpoint as two members of Kanai are down.
Yeah, taking that checkpoint was really strong there, and they get the lead through that Stingray. So Neppy pops their own Stingray to kind of counter this, but you know, there's still a little late. Yeah, and there's a lot of Lemuria around to be able to kind of take advantage of that lateness.
I think it's also just the ink armor. Like, the ink armor versus Stingray just did a lot of protection, particularly for Clown. Ouch! Just ouch to Legend. Full ouch. Candy is behind there and manages to blow the tower down, but does not manage to get it on. Clown there with the little squid bag. But does get traded by Legend. Siren manages to stop that push a little bit, and Candy does push the tower back. However, the Tri-Slosher is still down there. Candy does manage to finally clean them up, so that was a fight, but at this time their team has already respawned and is able to push back on the tower.
Oof, it just seems like a bloodbath here. One after the other going down over and over again.
I feel like
Stingray... Go ahead.
I feel like at this point Clown is just kind of doing the ear memeing thing of all of that bomb defense up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just pushing hard, so hard.
Ooh, pops that ball and takes them out, but unfortunately does go down by Legend, bringing it to a 1-up situation for Lemuria right there.
However, it does look like they were managing to back up before they were taken down, which allows them to keep that amount of their stingray that they are up. I think that's going to make it particularly hard for Kanai to be able to push forward, and they've already got a hard time doing so, particularly considering that Neppy isn't very close to that stingray. The question of, can Legend take down Kirito? And it does look like they managed to at least take down, or someone managed to take down Kirito. They're at that checkpoint. Neppy is on the tower, but they had to back up because of the stingray. However, the Siren does use those missiles, which is an excellent way of kind of stopping a stingray. The stingray user has, and it's extremely hard to move while you are stuck in the stingray animation.
It certainly is. It slows everything down and makes it really, really hard for you to do anything at all.
Oof. No one is near the tower though. Again, let's see, Candy. Candy, our objective player, hits taken down immediately on that snipe. Pretty good snipe, and death for this player too. Oof. Or splatted for this player as well.
Very, very true here. I mean, they don't have a lot of time to be able to take this back, and a push to 24 is pretty nice, but it's not the push to 8 that Lemuria has. So Kanai has their work cut out for them if they want to be able to take this lead. And
I think also just a mistake there was just putting out those missiles right now rather than waiting to try and pull out that stingray and to block that off. But they are not able to push back. We're going to see if we do have another switch over in terms of pulling Joseph back in, or if this is going to be the rest of the set. Unless I truly cannot read or keep track of anything, we 2-1. And let's see. Honestly, like, Lemuria really might be able to pull this bracket, able to take this win, kind of avenging themselves from winners finals.
They certainly can. And as we go into Rainmaker on the Reef, it looks like we're waiting for Siren has left the lobby, so maybe we're waiting for someone to come back in, and we'll see what they're able to do here.
So yeah, as an update, so just as a refresher, Kanai did beat Lemuria in winners final, very close to, and then Lemuria came back and beat won in losers finals against Suspend, and then now is back in grand finals and was able to reset the bracket 4-2, and we are now on that second set, best of 7. Scores 2-1.
Wow.
It's been an exciting day. Like, it honestly, I was like, there's not that many teams. We'll probably, like, not run that long, but, like, man, oh man, like...
Certainly seems like everyone decided to kind of come out and play today, bring their all for everyone who was involved.
And just, like, 3-2s all over the place, and it's not like it's been just close matches all over. Like, I feel like
really has.
Without that DC that could have been Kunai's game, I'm just hoping that doesn't set them back in terms of like spirit. But I think Lemuria just did an excellent job that last game, being able to push the tower, and they continued that push, as well as kind of knowing when to back up a little bit in terms of not pushing past to the point where they could totally lose control of all of it. Rainmaker on the Reef. I don't think we saw them play this. We didn't see these two play it together, but we did say Kanai play it themselves. I
think they knocked it out within the first 2 minutes, too. Right? Yeah.
I think it was they knocked it out, but it was like a kind of, the other team had gotten it to 16 and then they just carried it on. Or it was the 9-10 match. I don't remember.
I think all of the Splatoon has rattled my brain at this moment. you know, when you're seeing the same team kind of go back and forth, it has all of a sudden made it like, wow!
Yeah, honestly.
But right now, it looks like Kanai has pushed pretty far forward into Lumeria's base, and they're doing what they can to kind of keep Lemuria distracted from objective here as their Kanai's Rainmaker carrier seems to go down. They haven't quite found anyone to pick it up yet.
I think because the Stingray did take Candy down, it kind of stopped that push in its tracks, because I think Kanai really does depend on Candy to pick up the Rainmaker. I think it's also interesting that Legend did decide to go with the Sploosh, and Clown did decide to go back to the T-Sack.
I agree. I think at this point they're sort of playing weapons that they feel really comfortable and happy playing, and
Holy
what they
potatoes,
think...
Clown. Or not Clown, Candy. Sorry. Continue?
That's okay. No, I was just thinking that why this kind of choice was, but yeah, really, really nice plays coming out here so far.
Because Candy with that 2v1 coming out with the double, just winning that, you know? Whenever you see that kind of thing, it's always just spectacular play.
They gotta clear Kirito out over here.
It's the question of when is Legend going to pop that wonderful hammer. And Candy, again, wow. Candy is just on fire.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful, beautiful work right there. Amazing, amazing job. But Candy shies away from Rainmaker right now.
I think in this case, it's because they do have their baller already.
Okay.
I do think it's interesting that they decided to go this way, considering how frequently there had been a Stingray already out from Ree. Oof. And that's 3 down. I think that was a full wipe now too, going in the other direction. Ree is about to have Stingray, and I think another shot. Legend again tries that shot on Ree, but I don't think anytime during sets that shot on the charger with the hammer has actually... There goes Legend. Full wipe again on the side of Lemuria.
Wow. Sort of been like this back and forth, but I'm very surprised right now that Kanai does not have lead for the amount of times that they have wiped Lemuria. And again, another beautiful, beautiful shot by Legend right there. You know, finally we have the Rainmaker being carried by Neppy this time and being pushed forward, but everyone sort of respawned on the side of Lemuria, so it's going to be a lot harder for Kanai to get these numbers as they're looking for here. It takes the lead. Beautiful, beautiful job.
Go. This is just excellent play overall. They've truly been just being able to hold these points together, and now we do see that kind of defense coming back with Red picking. Just a minute left, and they really neither team has gotten that far forward.
Oof! Lovely, lovely
Nice
shot right there.
That was beautiful.
And having that Stingray at the ready is really going to help this push, because with less than a minute left, they don't have a lot of time for them to kind of do much here. Lemuria needs to stay alive. They get 3 down on the side of Kanai. That's going to help them take this lead right back. And even though they just made it to that ramp, I mean, that's all they really needed there.
I think the interesting thing is that each time the lead has been changing, it's been by a marker of 10.
I didn't even think of that either.
Well, it was 54 and then 45, but close enough. Let's see, Neppy almost gets the kill on Kirito, but Kirito is still somehow managing to stay alive. I think that's a pretty hard step for them to be able to push forward, and Candy goes down. Well, now how the tables have turned.
Absolutely. It seems like at this point, Kanai has, you know, sort of just taken this first game that they've got, and everyone else are kind of coming back up from from behind. This is like the reverse sweep in reverse of what we saw Kanai do earlier.
Yeah, to be honest, like, it seems like I think Kanai has been firing a little bit, and I think that honestly their defense just hasn't been as strong as it's been in the past, which I think is just making it a lot harder for them to be able to win these games, because they are making a lot of the pushes and being able. They seem to be losing the first push, winning the second, then immediately the last 45 seconds or so just losing it again. And that just leads them into such a hard position considering Ree has that Stingray. However, we do go to Flamblets on Sturgeon. We've seen this mode and map combo before, with Kunai doing an excellent job of being able to take the high grounds and being able to just get those clams in, particularly using Legends Hammer.
Yes, absolutely. And we saw Kanai take that last Clamblitz game for this set at Wahoo World. So I'm wondering if maybe we'll be able to see that again here. But, they still have 3 more games they'll need to win if they do get this one. So they have their work cut out for them. Lemuria only needs this game to be able to take home this grand finals. Let's see what happens.
I think also the thing there to consider is even if they win this game, they're still going to have to do their splats, and those haven't been going their way that much.
Absolutely.
Let's see, as the clam count goes on, we don't really see that much different within the comps, besides that we do see Legends Neo Sploosh coming out again instead of the Brush. I'm not 100% sure I do agree.
Really interesting. I mean, I think that they kind of are just feeling what feels good and what they're excited to play. Maybe a couple missteps. I would have loved to see the Slosher Deco come back out from
Clown or Candy?
From Candy again. Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering why we don't see that here.
We don't actually see a baller on either team, which I think is particularly surprising considering it is in fact clams. But I mean, that hadn't been working out too strongly for Lemuria in the past, besides the fact that they were able to get at least one clam in for those ones, but not able to follow it up with any kind of push. The bubbles are a kind of common thing, though, that Kunai had been, particularly in that anchovies did lose seconds, just as a way of starting a push, or generally just a way of blocking push. However, Clown getting down there is going to allow pretty good jumps, allowing them to at least get one in. We see Kirito following it up with clams, as well as Clown up on the top. They get it down to 59!
Really, really nice for an opening push, especially on this map. We tend not to see that big of an opening push happen, and fantastic job that Lemuria was able to do it here. So, I mean, Kanai has a lot of work that they're going to have to do here. I'm wondering if sort of the pressure's getting to them a little bit.
I think also just Clown has been doing a particularly good job of bullying Neppy, which I think does allow them to have some pretty good positioning in there. We see the bubbles coming in. They might be able to get another clam in.
Nice
there
job.
It goes, the lead. And Candy's still somehow there. I would have jumped back.
Legend as well, up on that snipe, getting a couple more loose clams in there, bringing it down to 42. That's a very, very nice amount of clams to get on here. And, their penalty at 29 is still rather a lot if they wanted to continue a push for points. But it gives 4 specials. Sorry, I just realized 4 specials up on Lemuria. I mean, they have 24 clams. This could be it, Earth.
I do believe that is enough to take the lead. And I think Legend being the last one left, that Hammer is gotta do a lot of work. And nope, the splashdown takes it down. That will most likely be the lead, especially with that extra jump. It might even be the game. They've got 4 more clams.
Ree just needs to get as many of these clams in as possible. Gonna go down to that splat bomb, but someone on the other side.
There's the game!
Amazing, amazing job right there.
Wow. This has been insane, like bracket reset, coming back to it all. Both sets being 4-1s. Just insane play all around. Like, Clowno's doing incredible.